Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching, and also if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Should I take my glasses off? I wanted to make this video. Dang, why is there so many cops around? That's the third cop I've seen today. Anyway, I want to make this video. I've been meaning to make it for months now, months and months. I feel like low-key here, but months now. And I basically want to talk about Georgia State. So if y'all don't know, if y'all haven't seen any of my other videos, I made like 2 videos about Georgia State or whatever. And like I've talked about, school in other videos. But I go to Georgia State. I am a junior. I'm a junior in college or whatever. And I just want to talk about my experience there so far. What is that? Oh. I just want to talk about my experience there so far. So basically, where do I even start? When I first went to Georgia State, let me say this. Georgia State was not my first choice. It was not my first choice. It was like my second choice. And my first choice was UGA. I wanted to go to UGA because I was thinking about the business program. I'm majoring in business, and UGA has a really good business program. And like when all I did to find this out, all I did to just searched up, Googled, the best business programs, college programs, whatever, in Georgia. UGA was number 1 and Georgia State was number 2. And then also like UGA, like, I like their colors too. And it was also the fact that like their football school, like, their sports are really good. Basically, their sports are really good. And coming from a high school, the high school that I went to, the football team was not that good. I used to play in marching band, so imagine, going to school where the football team is not that good. And the football, like, just in school in general, football is like the main thing when it comes to schools. Like, and I know in high school, usually, like, at least in my school, like, the football team got the most funding, and it showed. So the team sucked. Like, there were times I don't think we won at least one game. When we got a touchdown, it was like very, very surprising, because even that was like rare to get a touchdown. But yeah, so anyway, I came from a school that wasn't, the football team wasn't good, sports wasn't good. I think our basketball team was pretty good. It was pretty good. And we had a very great JROTC team. But anyway, just coming from a school where most of the sports aren't that good, and going to UGA, you always see their merch everywhere. You can go to Walmart, you can go to CVS. Their stuff is going to be everywhere. And like, it's like, I think one of the biggest schools in Georgia, one of the biggest. Anyway, so that's why I was interested in UGA. But I did not get in. And during the time, I was class 21 in high school, so we were applying during that time, COVID and stuff. And also, like, the ACT and SATs were being waived. So basically, you could apply to any school you wanted, because they wasn't finna do that or whatever. They wasn't finna use that or whatever. So instead of that, it was also a downside, because since they weren't using that criteria to determine if you got in, they would look harder at other stuff, like your essay and like your academics, extracurriculars. They would look at other stuff since they wasn't using that. But anyway, I did not get in. And then my mom, she was like reassuring me, telling me like, oh, like, I probably didn't get in because like a lot of people were like applying and they just didn't have room to accept everybody, which I feel like was true. I do feel like it was the case, because I did have a good GPA and I had extracurriculars. So yeah, I do feel like that was the case. But I was just like, dang. And then I applied to Georgia State as well. And honestly, Georgia State, I was not worried about getting into the school at all. I was kind of worried about UGA, because the type of school they are, like, it could be kind of hard, like their acceptance rate. Yeah. But Georgia State, I was like, I know I'm finna get in. I'm not worried. Like, and I did get in. Like, I did. And I also felt like I knew I was gonna get it because I knew I was too good for them. Like, in terms of my GPA was really too good for them. It's like, it was really too good for them. So I knew it was no brainer. And I also applied to KSU. I was like a third, I think it was like the third option, yeah. But they're not known for having a good business school. They're known for nursing. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna go there. And then I knew I would see a bunch of people from middle school and high school and elementary going there because it's in my county, in Cobb County, like where, you know, I used to like go to school at. I knew I would see probably about a lot of familiar faces there. And so I chose Georgia State because it's downtown the city, has a lot of business opportunity, and they have a really good business program. They're top 2, so it's like, okay, I'll go there. And then, yeah, and I also wanted to like meet new people. I didn't want to see familiar faces or whatever. I want to be in a new environment or whatever. So I went there. And I also applied to Clark too. I got in, but if you don't know, public universities and private schools, private universities, they do not accept Hope. I had Hope scholarship, and they don't take that, basically. Yeah, only if you go to a public school or something like that. So, and then they also had the nerve to have a $475 acceptance fee. Yes, Clark University had that. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna pay money because I got accepted. That's dumb. I don't have to do that in any other school. And that's another problem in itself. Private schools, especially HBCUs, they need the funding because they don't. If they had the proper funding, they wouldn't even be doing this. And if they had the proper funding, a bunch of students wouldn't be searching for scholarships, wouldn't be like really, really in debt trying to go to HBCU because like they don't really give out money like that. So, you know, at Georgia State, yes, I got refunds. Because I had Hope and I had a few other scholarships. But yes, I got refunds. But anyway, I chose Georgia State. I might have to make this a part 2. Because the time is already kind of getting long, as I can see. But yes, that's why I chose Georgia State. But that's when I realized, whoa. Like, there are things that I just was like, I had to really like weigh the pros and cons and for me to decide, and I used that to decide if I was gonna stay at Georgia State or leave Georgia State.